They can't do it on their own. You can't bring a knife to a gunfight. You're going to lose 100% of the time. So the government needs to rethink their strategy, make weapons available for the people in the local community to defend themselves. They can't wait for their police command to show up. Most times the police wouldn't even show up. They're probably 30 minutes away, an hour away. They don't have gas to get to the location. They don't want to risk their lives. But people living in that community, young men, young women living in their communities will be able to defend themselves before all their help from the government comes in.
Sometimes it's not the case that, the police don't have gas to show up. Sometimes they simply run away because they themselves, they have families to take care of as well. Let's face it, some of these bandits or some of these bad guys, they have more and better weapons than our security forces.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the YND podcast. Thank you for joining us. And if you haven't subscribed, don't wait any longer. Hit the subscribe button. Engage with us in the comment section. We're just chatting about another attack at a CAC church in Kwara State. I believe the name of the town is Eruku in the Ekiti local government area of Kwara State. And it looks like these people, they've been suffering in the last few weeks. They've faced various banditry attacks for the last few weeks. And the resident, they made distress calls or multiple distress calls to the authorities in that area. And they haven't received any significant intervention. I believe the attack at the CAC church made it to the public because it was live streamed. The people were just worshiping and they were live streaming the service. And then they started hearing gunshots and everybody was trying to take cover. At the end of the day, it was said that they took away the pastor and some other people in the church. The Kwara State Police Command hasn't put out any statement on it. I saw this information on Sahara Reporters. I saw the video on Sahara Reporters X page, and this is becoming a big problem. This has always been a big problem, but now it is eating close to home. And I would expect a lot of people to start speaking up. I mean, we can no longer suffer in silence. And these people, they've been suffering and they've reached out to the local authorities with no success. And now their family members have been kidnapped, their family members have been unalived, which is so sad. And it makes me wonder what our leaders are doing in our country. The governor, the local government chairman, the senators representing that area, and even the president. We know the president has a lot of people to worry about, has a lot of state to worry about. But at the same time, the buck stops with him. He should be responsible, and he is responsible for every life, every soul in Nigeria. And it's so unfortunate that they truly don't care about the people. They truly don't care about the people. And it's obvious. And hopefully the Nigerian people will remember the next time they go to the ballot boxes to vote.
Yeah, what happened to them, what has been happening with insecurity in Nigeria should concern and worry every Nigerian, Imagine them going into the church and then taking away people from from church, people that are worshiping, and then our government officials and then, few Nigerians, especially people from the northern extraction, has been busy trying to debunk the Christian genocide instead of all of us trying to come together to say, why are we being killed in our own country? That should be our concern, not who is being killed more. This is not a popularity contest. And I was on X not quite long ago. I still see people, a lot of, people from the north. In fact, there was one particular guy that was actually saying that the kidnapping or the people that they kidnapped from the school are Hausas. The man, the principal that was killed in the process was Hausas. He was basically saying that, that we should take note so that tomorrow we won't be saying that, Christians are being killed, And people were like saying, are you okay? Why are we even talking about people being killed in Nigeria? So I think it is high time for, Nigerian government to actually look for a lasting solution to this. And I think there was one of our episodes that I actually laid out some things that the government can do. One of them should be to devolve power, to decentralize our policing, make it local, let people that live in a community police that community. It still does not make sense. I still do not understand why somebody from Anambra should be policing a community in Sokoto or a community in Zamfara. It doesn't make sense. The person don't have a stake in that community. So whatever kind of information or intelligence they receive, with regards that place, the person wouldn't struggle too much to put up defense because after all, he's not from that place. So let's make our policing local, localize it, you see something, you say something. Because if you localize policing, people typically know the people that are like the people that are bad in a community. If something happened like this that happened now, like the people that are kidnapped from church, if the police is local, the local police should be able to know these people should be the one that are responsible for this attack. In fact, people will be coming to them, and it makes policing much more easier. Posting somebody from my Maiduguri to go and um protect people that lives in Imo State or Ondo State. It doesn't make sense. I think whatever the federal government is thinking of losing, I think they should be thinking of what the amount of problem they could solve with, state policing instead of focusing on what, the power that they will lose in creation of state police.
You're definitely right. State policing is one of the solutions to fixing this issue. And another solution is to be really serious about fighting this terrorism. Enough of trying to be cautious, enough of trying not to hurt the leaders in that community that can't carry their waters. They can't really take care of their people. So the government needs to be tough on those leaders. The people needs to hold the government accountable. Yeah, they need to hold the president accountable, the governors, the senators accountable. And we have military in the country. And if they don't have enough people in the military, we have a lot of unemployed youths out there that can join the military and defend their communities. One problem that people have been facing is they have no access to ammunitions. If the people in the local communities are empowered, they have the ammunitions to fight against this terrorism, and the Nigerian army, they're not coming around taking their weapons away. They're giving them the full authority to go ahead and start defending themselves. We'll have less and less of these attacks on innocent people. And the government needs to go back and review their stance. I mean, one of the CDS has already come out in the public saying, hey, the government cannot protect you. You need to protect yourself. If the government is saying you need to protect yourself, then the government needs to make sure that everyone has the ability to defend themselves. They have to have access to a weapon to be able to defend themselves, whether it's a locally made weapon. But again, you don't want to bring a knife to a gunfight, right? You want to make sure you have the right weapons to defend yourself. And if the government can empower them, if the local government leaders can empower them, if the state government can empower their people, then they're filling the people. If you don't have the resources to fight, ask for help. Train the people in the local community. Over the years, different communities have vigilantes. They have different local groups that can stand up and defend themselves. But when the government comes in and take away all their resources to fight, they're left on their own. And they can't do it on their own. You can't bring a knife to a gunfight. You're going to lose 100% of the time. So the government needs to rethink their strategy, make weapons available for the people in the local community to defend themselves. They can't wait for their police command to show up. Most times the police wouldn't even show up. They're probably 30 minutes away, an hour away. They don't have gas to get to the location. They don't want to risk their lives. But people living in that community, young men, young women living in their communities, will be able to defend themselves before all their help from the government comes in. They definitely rethink their strategy and make sure people have the weapons, resources to defend themselves.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, sometimes it's not the case that, the police don't have gas to show up. sometimes they simply run away because they themselves they have families to take care of as well. I wanted to send you the video of General uh, General Mohammed Uba. Basically when it was being shot, it was, it was touching. It's a touching video. Like, there is no way you watch it without feeling some type of way as a father, as a husband. I mean, it's crazy. So sometimes the police, they feel like that because, let's face it, some of these bandits or some of these, bad guys, they have more and better weapons than our security forces. So just like you say, you can bring a knife to a gunfight. They have RPGs, they have, advanced weapon systems, and our police department are stuck with maybe handgun and stuff like that. So you can't really stand these people, and by so doing, these police, they take cover to actually be alive for their family, to be alive for their, for their children. Um, like maybe giving incentives to recruit in the army, in the police department, think that may able to help too. But definitely our government need to definitely rethink their strategy, how they're going about this. And I think another viable option would be just to go back to our regional government. Because the way it's going, the North, it doesn't seem like the North is actually being proactive or doing something to actually address this situation, because it's not really affecting them. Allocation is coming, the FAC is still coming, the South is still producing, the South money is still coming from South. At the end of the month, all of them goes to Abuja. They take their FAC allocation, they take their security votes. A lot of them don't use their security vote for nothing. They just convert it to dollar and then stash it away. So because there is money coming from South and West, they don't see the reason to address the situation. So if we go back to regional government, Northern region, Southern region, and Eastern region, each region will be responsible for their own region. Nobody will be going to Abuja again to get a FAC allocation. Nobody will be going to Abuja again to get a security vote again. So it means that whatever you are able to produce in your region, that is what you need. That is what you need to run your region. So by so doing, all this insecurity, I think if we go back to regional government, the northern region and everywhere else in the country that is reading with insecurity will sit up to address the insecurity, because it will definitely be affecting their productivity. And I think that's another option that the federal government can look at. But I don't see Tinubu doing it. Tinubu will not be willing to take that political risk. It's a very, very big political risk that may not guarantee him second term, but it will definitely address the problem of Nigeria. But I don't really see Tinubu doing it. Let us know what you think. The solutions to our insecurity problem. And let us also know what you think about Tinubu traveling, in the midst of all of this chaos. And we'll be happy to engage with you in the comment section.